Hello and welcome to our first real YouTube video, as we really got inspired by a good friend of us to just share some knowledge and value online. And the girl recently reached out to us asking where she should travel during her sabbatical. So we just thought, let's grab the camera, sit down and share our thoughts, share our 3 favorite destinations that not only changed the way we see the world, but also changed who we are.
So we're gonna start with Thailand. That's one of our most favorite destinations we traveled to. We traveled to 2 very beautiful islands called Koh Tao and Koh Phangan. They were very, very beautiful. I've really never seen something like it. So the usual way how you get to these 2 islands is quite an adventure, because we flew to Bangkok. Then we stayed in Bangkok for, I think, 2 nights, and that is also very worth visiting because it is a culture shock for everyone in the world. It's really like nothing you've ever seen before.
It's really crazy.
And then from Bangkok, we flew to Koh Samui, and then you can take a ferry in Koh Samui we went to Koh Tao first. That is a very small island next to Koh Phangan.
And just something to add here quickly, really look up the ferry schedule before you book the flight from Bangkok to Koh Samui, because if you arrive in the evening in Koh Samui, there's
no ferry.
The last ferry leaves at around 4 or 6, I don't know, you can look it up. But if you miss that one, you have to stay in Koh Samui one night, and I think for us, we didn't have to do that, but a friend of us, and I think that's not the best solution. So really first check the ferry departures and then book your flight from Bangkok to Koh Samui.
And then the ferry from Koh Samui to Koh Tao is really an adventure. That was insane.
If you get like seasick, be prepared with some medication or something,
or a bag at least.
The waves, they don't look as big, but if you're on the boat, it can be that the level of altitude can raise and sink, or how you say that?
There's just a big chance of getting seasick on that trip.
Yeah, let's keep it simple. That's what it is. You get the point.
And then you're free to travel the island. It's not very big, it's very small.
Very
I
small,
think
yeah.
You get from one side of the island to the other one in like 7 minutes with the scooter. And that makes it very easy to get around on the island. So you should definitely get a scooter when you're there, because then you're very flexible to go wherever. And I don't think they have Grab or something like that on the island because it's very small. What I can really recommend on that island is that you eat local food, because that was, in my opinion, the most amazing food I ever tried. Other things that I can totally recommend on Koh Tao are sunset spots.
One is called Secret Bar. It's a really steep hill you have to drive up with the scooter. So you find it on Google Maps, called Secret Bar, but be prepared to maybe walk the last 100 or 200 meters. But we always drove up, and there's like a cute dog waiting, and it's on a hill overlooking the sea, and it's really beautiful.
Really
like
breathtaking.
Really crazy. So Secret Bar, and the other one is called High the Moon. Both are similar, like you can have a drink, you can have food, you can chill out for sunset. I think you should go check out both and just see which one you like better.
Another thing that we can totally recommend is snorkeling. That was one of the craziest adventures I ever had. I never thought that I would go snorkeling somewhere, but the ocean was so clear and so beautiful, so it made me want to try that, and that was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's very known for diving, but as we are not divers and also not intent on being that, we just said we go snorkel, and the wildlife is really breathtaking underwater. It's crazy, and I think you get a big glimpse of what you want to see even just snorkeling, and the vibe is different than if you just go in by a beach and snorkel by yourself. You're on a boat, you go surround the island, and I can definitely recommend that. And I think we can also link
Yeah, a tour that
were
we
a
made.
tour that we booked because we were really happy. It was a small group, the food was amazing, and yeah, really good experience.
The place that we stayed at was also very, very small, very minimal. It was cheap and it had everything that we needed. So it was really a nice place to be. And it was close to everything on the island. So it was really in the center of the island and we could drive like 5 minutes everywhere. That was very cool.
But it was still very green. It
Yeah,
was even called Greenery Resort, but it was out in the nature.
Yeah.
You had to go like a path from the main road for like 500 meters,
Which
and then
was
you
a
were
bit bumpy.
bumpy. Yeah, you were at the resort, but you were still close to everything, but you had just yeah, nature surrounding you. So that was really a good resort we can recommend. And then for breakfast we went to...
We had a very, very good cafe that we can recommend. That was Factory Cafe.
Yes.
I think we went there every morning.
Every day, yeah. It's good for working,
Yeah.
it's good for... It has really good coffee, the food is amazing, the staff is very friendly, it's very good.
That was very cool.
So yeah, I think Koh Tao is just all about grabbing your scooter and go explore the beaches, eat local and good food, and I think you can, yeah, do everything within an afternoon. You reach everything so fast. Just be sure to have some cash on you because you have to pay entry fee for some beaches. Our favorite one was probably Shark Bay. Yeah, that was really beautiful, like really high palm trees, nice sand, really clear water. And yeah, if you went out with snorkeling equipment, you could see some black tip sharks, I think. Black tip sharks. We can also list some more beaches that we visited and that we can really recommend. And yeah, like I said, Koh Tao is about grabbing a scooter, exploring and enjoying the nature. So then we took the ferry back from Koh Tao to Koh Phangan, where we also stayed for another 3 weeks. So we were 3 weeks in Koh Tao, 3 weeks in Koh Phangan, so we could really compare the two islands. And Koh Phangan, as we arrived, we already with the people, everything was so different. Like Koh Tao is more, I think there are more couples or solo travelers, I guess, that want to go snorkeling, or like we couples that want to explore beaches. But Koh Phangan is all about the community, spiritual people, yoga, party, the full moon parties. But we also really liked that. It was really cool. We had 2 friends over there that we met up with, and there was like a Koh Phangan group chat you could join over WhatsApp. Every Sunday I think they sent the whole plan for the next week from morning till evening, what schedule for yoga there is, what group ceremonies, what parties there are, or local markets. So it was really cool. You were really always up to date. You could check your phone and see, we want to go there, or today maybe we have a chill day where we don't do anything. So Koh Phangan is a lot bigger than Koh Tao. We really enjoyed driving with the scooter about 20-30 minutes always to the gym or to our yoga space and back. And talking about yoga, we can really recommend Orion Healing Center. We also booked like a monthly pass with them for around $100 per person, I guess.
Very fair.
So you had all access to yoga classes. I think there were like 2 or 3 different classes a day. You could visit the sauna, spa area. They had a really cool ice bath. You can also do ice bath workshops, but I think they cost extra.
Yeah.
But all in all, it was really good. They have really good food, really healthy smoothies. I always took a protein shake there after the yoga class, so I can really recommend that for a holistic center when you want to do something good for your body and mental health. And second of all, we went to Sabaii Bay Resort gym, I think it's called, because our friends were there at the resort staying there, so they had access to the gym. And I went over to train with my friend for 1 day and we really liked it. I think it's one of the best gyms in the center, close to everything, and yeah, so.
And a very good price, so very affordable.
Yeah, that one is also very well priced. I don't remember the price exactly, but I think it's very affordable. So yeah, you should already have your health covered with those 2 spots if you check them out.
Food-wise on Koh Phangan, we really enjoyed to go to one market, which was called Pantip Market. I think we went there like 5 times a week, always in the evenings. It was so cool because you can really have sushi, you can have pad thai, you can have everything street food wise.
We always went to a salad bar.
Yeah,
like it's
that
very
was
healthy.
so cool. Like if you're looking for a simple salad in Thailand, that is the place, because you don't get that everywhere, and it's super fresh and so good.
Yeah, we never ate pasta, but there's like an Italian place, there's
There's a
falafel place, it has
Greek
everything.
place, everything. Yeah.
But I can really recommend the sushi place. It's really in the center of it. They have good pad thai and the salad bar.
Yeah,
That's
amazing.
some really healthy and tasty options.
And also something very cool in Thailand, there is always a place where you can get like smoothies and juices, and I think you pay less than $1 for a shake.
Yep.
I think that was my highlight every evening. It was really amazing, and it's super fresh and very, very healthy. Another place we went to a lot was a place called Walu, I think, right? Walu, we can also put in the video. That was just a very good place for a simple like salad for lunch, fresh, a lot of protein, and
Our friends always had smoothie bowls. They said it's packed with a lot of fruits and very healthy ingredients. So that was really a good place. They have good smoothies, fresh juices. So Walu, definitely a place to check out on Koh Phangan. And also I think Koh Phangan is known for the secret parties or at the secret beaches. So really I could recommend to just connect with some local people. They can help you out or join WhatsApp groups. So you always see where the next party is, and maybe sometimes you have to hike 2-3 hours through the jungle to a secret beach to reach it. Or you have to go with those crazy boats that the Thai people are driving on the ocean, which can be a bit scary sometimes because even the waves are not that big. The boats are not always so safe, but I think it's worth an experience. And I think if you connect with the locals, join WhatsApp groups, you always are up to date for the latest parties or meetups on the island. So our second favorite destination is Indonesia. We just recently, a week ago, came back from traveling to Bali and Lombok, so we can give you some insights about those two islands. So first we arrived in Bali for 3 weeks. We went to the south to Uluwatu because I've been to Canggu in 2018, Ubud, and traveled all around Bali. And for me, I really liked Uluwatu already back then. And my best friend just recently has been in Canggu, and he told me, he doesn't think that we will like it so much anymore. So we just said we go to Uluwatu. But we had a really nice home. It was called Breeze Hidden Village. It's very affordable. It was out in the lush greenery of Uluwatu, but still within like 10-15 minutes driving through some secret roads. We were in the heart of Uluwatu, Bingin, close to all those cafes, yoga spots and beaches. We also always went to a local Indonesian gym. It was called Jaya Gym. So it was like for a month we paid $10 per person, I think, for a whole month. And other gyms, there's so many options. Bamboo Fitness, Ulu Fit. I can't say anything about it. I've never went inside or checked out their offers. So I think you could do some research, maybe also go there, train once and go to a local Indonesian gym, and then you can see if it's worth the money or not. But for me personally, I had everything that I needed and I was more than happy at the local Indonesian gym.
So on restaurants and cafes, I mean, in Uluwatu there are so many. Like we could put a whole list in here, but I can just speak for ourselves. Our favorite places that we visited there, those were, for example, we always went to have breakfast in a place called Artisans. It's a cafe with like very simple protein dense foods like scrambled egg, everything that you need for breakfast.
They have the best croissants I ever had.
Oh, yeah,
we always had coffee
croissants
and then portion of eggs. And on Sundays we had eggs Benedict. It was called Saffron Benedict. It had saffron hollandaise sauce, potato roasty, and then 2 or 3 or 4 scrambled eggs I took on top. That was really, I can really recommend Artisan in their new location in Bingin. That's a real experience. Amazing. And then for dinner we always went to local warung or satu if you want there was a big buffet, They have so many healthy options, and if you want a cheap, healthy, protein-dense meal, you go to Satu or local Warung. And if we wanted it a bit more fancy, on Fridays or Saturday date nights, we went to Kala. It's a Greek restaurant, but for me, it's about the best dining experience that I ever had in my life, even back here in Switzerland or anywhere else. It's a really, really nice restaurant with an open kitchen and amazing food. Yeah, we always had about the same schedule. It was waking up, going to the gym, going for breakfast. We took our laptops, we worked always or most of the times during our 3 weeks at Satu, because there you can just sit, relax, have a coconut. The vibe is crazy because everyone is doing work on the laptop. No one is trying to sell you stuff or looks at you weird if you just sit there and maybe order one coconut in like 3 or 4 hours. So we can highly recommend that. Then we always went home, switched into our swim shorts or bikinis, and then we went for a beach. And I think our favorite beach is Dreamland Beach for sunset. You can see a lot of surfers, some cool people. You can meet so many like-minded people. Personally, I always played football with some cool people there that became friends very, very fast. So Dreamland is a very good spot. Next to it is Pingin Beach. Went there also sometimes. Then we went to Nyang Nyang Beach, which is by far the most beautiful beach, I think. Nungalan Beach. I think we can put in a list, but then you can look it up, or we can put some footage in just for you to see how it looks. But I always think in videos you will never see how it truly is. So I would highly recommend to check out all the beaches, all the restaurants by yourself, and just make a picture for yourself, because taste is different. You like different beaches than we do, maybe because you have different interests, or I just always think it's very hard to
make it right for everyone.
For everyone, exactly. So we can give you some tips, but I highly recommend to not just rely on those, to really try different beach every day until you have seen like 5-6 different ones, and then you can see which one you like the most. So Uluwatu I can really recommend if you just want to be inspired, get creative, work on your projects, but live a healthy and mindful life. I think the balance there is really good. I personally haven't been to Canggu in a while, but I think for me, I would highly recommend to try out Uluwatu and stay there for at least 3 weeks, so you can really get into it. You also see local people every now and then you get familiar with them. You really make friends, not only tourists, but also, like I said, local people. And for me, the Indonesian people are like, one of the friendliest people I've ever met in my life, and also one of the purest souls in terms of they not treat you as a tourist, or they're not trying to sell you that many things. It's more of they're just cool and chill, and they're like on eye level with you, and I really like that when I travel to Indonesia.
So after Uluwatu, we traveled over to Lombok. We went there by plane, but I think you can also go there by boat.
Yes.
But we heard from a good friend of ours that the boat is really not recommended, because I think the trip is quite rough.
Whatever, just take the plane, because I've never was on such short plane trip. It was like
20 minutes,
you sit in the plane or you board, whatever, but just the flight time itself was around 35 minutes maybe, or even less. So that was really, really crazy.
And one thing we can say, when we got to Lombok, there was like a huge culture shock if you were in Uluwatu before that, because when you get there, it is so quiet. Like in comparison to Uluwatu, like there's always something going on. There's so many people riding around on their motorbikes and stuff. And then when you get to Lombok, it's like, where are all the people? Right?
It's really crazy.
It was really strange at first, but then when you like figure out where to go, and like where the busier streets, or there was basically just one street that was really busy with all the restaurants, all the cafes.
It's called Kuta. I think
Kuta,
you
yeah.
only go to Kuta, but I think if you look it up, Lombok, you see it for yourself.
Yeah.
But definitely make a trip up to the north. It takes about 3 hours and 3 hours back again, but we did like a day trip on the scooter.
That was so
And
cool.
definitely wear your helmets there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was about 6 hours in total, but then you drive around Mount Rinjani, about the volcano. You see how the nature is in the north. It's so completely different than to Kuta. You drive through Mataram, it's the capital of Lombok. And in the north, we went to Tiu Kelep. And yeah, that's definitely a waterfall you have to see. It's actually 2 waterfalls, but yeah, it's
That
really
is so
nice, and it's
beautiful.
about only 30-minute hike. You can access it easy without a tour guide or anything.
And just the trip itself was so worth it. Like, even though it was 6 hours, it was so beautiful because you really get to see the island. Because if you're in Kuta, you always think there is just this.
That's Lombok.
That's
You
Lombok.
think that's Lombok,
but when you
that's...
drive out of there, it's totally different. I mean, the nature is beautiful. You see that there are actually other people living there. There are like 8 million people living on
Something
that island.
around that,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's crazy. Because when you're in Kuta, you think like there are no people on this island. But then when you when you go out of Kuta, you really see how many people there are. And what was really amazing for me, I think, was to see how like they grow their vegetables and their rice fields and everything like that was so beautiful to see. Because you saw that they were growing tomatoes, they were growing kale, like everything you can think of that was like grown on that island. Oh, and another tip, if you go to that waterfall, if you drive back, I think it's close to Mount Rinjani, you can actually get strawberries there, like if they're in season. But when we were there, you get to buy strawberries at the street, and those are really good.
Yeah, and otherwise for food, we can recommend Bara Coffee.
Yeah.
They had really good coffee. We went there for breakfast. We went to a Chinese place. We can also put the names here in the video. Elamu was also a Greek restaurant. So we can put a list here, but there are definitely some good options as well. Not as good as in Bali, of course, but yeah, it's getting there. And I think it's cool that everything is located on one street, so you can, yeah, really park your scooter and you have some good options. And yeah, Mama Pizza was always good for a very authentic Italian pizza. That was really good.
And there is also an Instagram account which is called Lately Lombok, I think.
Yes.
Where you see all the special deals and everything that's happening in Kuta. They have like a schedule where you can look where to go and where to go out for cocktails or whatever. You see everything on that Instagram page.
And for the beaches, again, there are so many different beaches, but just to point out, the ones we liked a lot was called Pantai Tampa, and the second one Tangjuan An. So those two beaches, we will put it in again, but really look them up, try them out. And again, you have to pay some entrance fee or parking fee for the scooter, but it's like 50 cents or something. I don't even remember. And for me, the most beautiful spot was called Bukit Meris. And you can hike up there, and there's like a private beach. We can put in some footage. It's insane. And also up there for sunset. It's the most beautiful spot for sunset I think I have ever been to. It's really beautiful.
Really worth it. So
just be aware of the monkeys. There are a lot of monkeys, and they always steal the food and yeah, your
drinks.
belongings. Like really have them under surveillance.
Another good thing to know about that spot, when you go there during the day, for example, to Tangjuan On, to the beach, you have to pay a very small entry fee to get there, and then you get a ticket. And if you want to go for sunset, you can reuse that ticket the same day. So that's very good to know. So in our opinion, Lombok was also one of the most beautiful places we visited. There was so much nature, there was so much good food and so many nice beaches and sunset spots. So we definitely recommend going there.
Also some nice apartments or villas or resorts. Something that I can recommend for both islands, really don't just rely on Airbnb or Booking. Really try to search for Facebook groups like Uluwatu villas or Canggu villas or Koh Tao villas in Lombok. There are so many different groups where they post like villas for monthly rental or even weekly if you're lucky. And those deals I found to be much more worth it than the ones on Booking or Airbnb. But again, I would look through all those platforms. Maybe you find the one that suits you the best.
And we can also link the hotel we stayed at, because I think that was a very cool place.
Very cool, very affordable. It
Yeah.
had a kitchen. I always really like when we have a kitchen, because then we can always cook ourselves. Sam can make some nice pancakes. And yeah.
And there's also a good store, like a supermarket, where you can buy all the things you want.
It's a bit more pricey, but it's definitely worth it. You find all the ingredients you need for cooking like you would at home. So yeah,
we
definitely
can link
recommend that.
too.
So, and our favorite location we've ever visited, and we really traveled a lot, I would say, is by far South Africa. And South Africa really is very diverse in nature. It has everything from food, from pristine beaches. It's very affordable. You can be out in the wilderness within an hour flight. It's just mind-blowing. I don't even know what to say.
What we can definitely recommend in South Africa is starting with a safari. That was, for me, the most crazy experience I ever had. That was so beautiful. Like, I cannot even put it in words. I think you have to experience this for yourself to really get what kind of experience that is.
And when it comes down to the safari, we always travel very minimalistic and we always look for the best deals. But when it comes to safari, I really learned, don't go for the cheapest option. Always find a good deal. Sounds very stupid, but if you save money, you can do it in Indonesia, in Thailand, in Cape Town, but definitely not on a safari, because I think,
it can just ruin the experience.
It can ruin the experience if you are in a very big group, because they put together 20 people because you paid half of what you would if you're just 6 people, or if the food is not good, because there you can't just say, okay, next morning I go to a different cafe. There you are there like for 4 or 5 days. So yeah, I would really recommend doing some good research. We can also link one that we've been to that we really enjoyed. And back then Sam still ate vegan.
And they were
really
so kind. Like, they didn't actually serve vegan food, but you could like ask them if it was possible to cook vegan for us, and they said yes, and they actually cooked for us every single day. They prepared vegan meals, and they were the most amazing I ever had.
Yeah, so
like,
they were
so
they
nice
really
and
thought
so
about
kind.
everything, and not just leaving it raw, healthy ingredients, but they really tried to make a tasty meal out of every dinner and lunch that we had. So that was really amazing.
Very.
Then we flew back from Johannesburg to Cape Town. And Cape Town is really a city that has everything. It has white sand, beautiful beaches, even though the water is freezing cold. But the food is amazing, so affordable. We'll also put a list here with our favorite restaurants and sushi places. There was like sushi place, all you can eat for like $20 for 2 persons. And we had like 56 sushis, and like really crazy. In Switzerland you would pay so crazy money for that, and the quality is not better. Even in South Africa, in Cape Town, the quality was way better, and the meals are really affordable. We stayed at the nice home we always look that it's very secure, that it's like a gated community, or that there's a security guard at the entrance. I'm not sure if you really need that, but we had some issues before going there, just thinking about our security safety, because you read a lot of stuff online, and being there for 1 week, I think it was very overhyped, if you can say that. Like, it was not that bad, but
we were careful.
we were careful, let's say that. I think we always went into the Uber after restaurant. We didn't walk around far at night. Like, from a restaurant home, we always took the Uber. Like I said, we didn't walk far. And during the day we walked sometimes, but I think Cape Town, I could really see myself living there. The only downside is for me that I can't, or probably you can, but I wouldn't do it right now because I know the place not good enough yet to just buy a bike and cycle around the city, for instance, if you get the point that I'm making here. Probably you could, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know that place so good, but from the reputation it has and the stuff we experienced or you read online, you always need an Uber or a car to get from one point to the other, and I prefer to have some freedom of choice of getting a bike or just walking, and I think that's a bit hard there.
Another thing that was really cool was hiking. That is a thing you can do because you have Lion's Head and Table Mountain, and that was so cool for us. We hiked up Table Mountain. I think our trail was called Indian Venster. That was a bit sketchy, a bit scary, but we made it and it was so worth it. It was such a fun experience. If you have friends there, for example, or if you're a couple or alone, doesn't matter. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And also the view from Lion's Head was amazing.
Yeah, and there's also farmers market on the weekends. And again, like in the other place we visited, I think if you connect with local people or you join WhatsApp groups, you always find so cool things to do. You find day parties, farmer markets, get-togethers. There's like every first Thursday of the month. There's like all the cafes are open, like a big walking,
like all galleries, all cafes, all bars are open until late, and then they have their
music, DJs.
Yeah, they have everything out on the street. So there's like a big party where people come together, they meet, they chat. It's really, I think, a cool experience.
Unfortunately, we missed that, but we will definitely be back there. But why is Cape Town our favorite, or South Africa our favorite destination?
I think because there's a bit of everything. Like there's food, there's beaches, there's mountains, there's
fresh air,
there's safari.
The people are nice too. Yeah, just a bit the safety. Like I said, I can't say anything because nothing happened to us, but I also didn't want to try to go by bike to the beach or something, so I can't really say much about that, but we will definitely be back there. And those were our top 3 destinations to visit. If you go travel for a longer period, I would recommend to stay in each of those destinations at least 3 to 4 weeks to really get into that place, to really feel the local spirit, to feel the culture, and not just hop around 2 days here, 2 days there. I think like that you really lose yourself and you really miss out on a lot of options you could get if you stay at one place for at least 1 month or even more. A small tip I forgot to mention is every flight you book, always book refundable tickets, even if it costs a bit more. I always thought I'm smart if I just not check any options I could to save some money, but if one flight has a delay, you miss all your other flights. No one is going to pay for anything, and you're stuck with having to buy an expensive new ticket. So that's just something that came into my head right now. About visas, I think you find everything online, but if you stay 30 days, shouldn't be much of a problem to make visas on arrival in those destinations, and otherwise you always find them e-visa sites. You can do a visa very, very easily online. So yeah, I hope you really liked the video. It had some information or maybe some inspiration that you can use to even do more research on where you should go. But was just our most beautiful destinations, the one that changed our lives the most, that had the most impact on how we see the world. And yeah, we just wanted to share this with you, with whoever is watching, and hopefully could inspire you to research your next trip. Enjoy your day and see you in the next video.